We love Tucker Carlson to bits. He's the only broadcaster worth listening to in the mainstream media. But he often relies exclusively on content-driven arguments to defend cancelled people and publications. That's both defeatist and defensive. But before deconstructing the beloved TV host's watered-down argument for Dr. Seuss, let's give you the latest saga in the wussification of the West, for lack of a better word. 6 Dr. Seuss kiddie books will no longer be published because of their use of offensive imagery. In these axed Dr. Seuss books, the typically cartoonish illustrations exaggerate the physical characteristics of, and I quote, a Chinaman and 1 or 2 African islanders. You know, the kind of depictions and characteristics that once upon a time made books about faraway places and people so exciting to kids. In any event, here's Tucker's contents-driven defense of kiddie books. Dr. Seuss was not a racist. He was an evangelist against bigotry, pleaded Tucker. He wrote an entire shelf of books against racism. The whole point of writing them was to teach children not to be racists. Yawn. Well, even if Dr. Seuss was the educational bore Tucker makes him out to be, actual racism in the targeted literature should be a side issue or no issue at all. You see, the argument from freedom means arguing process, not content. Whether he intended it or not, the premise of Tucker's defense of Dr. Seuss is that if we do detect legitimate racism in literature, there is a case for banning it. Wrong. Now, Tucker might not have meant it that way, but this is what the structure of his argument implies. The content-driven premise of Tucker's argument is precisely that. By contrast, real freedom argues for politically impolite books to be published and read freely. Freedom makes the case for an unfettered free market in ideas, good and bad. Banning books, moreover, assumes a lack of choice and agency among individual human beings. Banning is also predicated on a higher authority that decides for the rest of us which cultural products are fit for our consumption. The argument from freedom means arguing not over the contents of MacElligot's Pool or Mein Kampf, but arguing for their publication irrespective of their content, which is why I say freedom's argument is an argument from process, not contents. Mein Kampf and any offensive literature needs to be available in a free society to free men and women who want it, and not because of history so that we don't forget it or repeat it, blah, blah, blah. Still, in the face of the cancellation of people and publications, cancelled conservatives just keep these logically weak, loser apologetic arguments coming. The argument from Hitler conservatives make is a kind of whataboutism. Well, Amazon and eBay sell Mein Kampf, why not Dr. Seuss? That's one. Be fair, give me what Hitler got, Amazon and eBay. Me too, please. Well, most great literature doesn't meet the sub-intelligent standards of the woke illiterati who control the intellectual means of production. You know, the schools, the press, publishing houses, think tanks, deep tech, deep state. Much of the literary canon, the greatest works of literature ever, is guaranteed to violate woke and racial dogma. Yet even according to Wokipedia, Shakespeare is regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. So what next? Will we ban Shakespeare for Othello or Shylock? It's time for some fighting words, my friends.